Welcome, patrons, because no one else is on here yet. Just sharing to social media and that. I said this every time, didn't I? You probably know what I'm doing. Just trying to explain why I look so gormless for a second. Join stream. That'll do, won't it? Join us live, we could have. People might understand that better. What have you got? A count on the go?
I've got a count on the go, yep.
Post. Boom. Are you logged into your account?
Yeah.
Hey, race lever. Quick on the draw. Kathy Grant's in the house. What's up? What name did we decide on last time, or we talked about for the herbivore gang?
I don't think I was here for this conversation.
Oh. Some ideas were postulated.
Oh.
Ah.
I've got a count again.
Hen cheese.
Hen cheese.
Right, my little hen cheese. Sounds like I'm saying hen cheese. And Monica said she hopes you're feeling better.
Thank you, I'm feeling much better. I'm like 95% better.
I think she's talking in terms of Austin.
Oh, not my cold. In terms of that, yeah, I'm coming to terms with it. Thank you.
Henchivores, yeah, I considered that before we were live streaming on the old YouTube channel. Henchivores. Maybe. Here he's been licking his bubble. How is everyone? Oh, we've got 18 people in the house. Oh, Amy's not on tonight, is she? Because she's busy.
Yep.
He's a good boy, and he's a good boy.
Is
well,
his favourite place?
Let's have a look. Oh, look, I'm up the street. Oh, I did. So, I didn't mean to punch you.
Still punch me in the hip.
Can you take control of the stream for a minute? I'm just gonna.
I can. Hello.
Something. You're not even on YouTube.
Oh.
You.
This cat's purring right down my leg.
It's nice when they do that, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
Ah.
This one, he rubs his face all over your leg hole as well. Nice.
Did anyone see my new channel art yet? It's not finalised, but I've just been playing around with it. That's what she said.
So what? Get it up on this
What
one?
is... There's something... Oh, I need to make that opaque. So that's my one.
Oh, okay, so you used the thumbnail. Oh, but it sort of looks like the Hangout is in your gym. A bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. You were not in the gym, if that was confusing for you. Home.
Maybe we could get, like, if we're going to both...
Oh, that's your one.
Maybe at some point we could get a nice picture of us together doing something, like save it on the phone, ready for a stream, so we don't have to suddenly just go like, you'll make a silly face because we're not sure what to do with ourselves.
Yeah, the lighting's never great, is it? And whatnot. So let's thumb up the stream, guys. We really appreciate it and that. Have you thumbed it up?
Yes.
Right. So race leavers in the house. Big hero Diego, I guess. Second to last. Money's in the house. Kathy Steve Smith. Plant Strong Crew. What about Plant Strong Crew? P.S. Nah. Plant Strong Posse. Plant Strong Collective. Last one to hit the like button will never win a freestyle rap battle again. Come up here, can't even string together three vowels with your t-shirt looking like a tea towel. With your shirt looking like a tea towel. That was a hilarious thing I saw at one of those thingamybobs, and the other guy had like a lumberjack shirt on. Can't string together 3 vowels with your shirt looking like a tea towel. Oh, I really laughed. Mr. Meeseeks is in there. Manus is in the house. Oh, the crew's all there. Love it. Oh, Alicia is here.
Good evening, everybody.
Lovely. Hi, my darling. Race lever. I can bench £3 million.
Ooh.
I can hench press. Hench press.
Is that what lifting you up?
Yeah. 3 million henches.
Even 1 hench is a lot.
Manus is saying hello. Tears.
Hello.
Ash. Hi, Ash. Gemma, had the coconut spice ball today. It was delicious.
Oh, thank you. I feel like they taste a little bit like the inside of a mince pie.
Oh, yeah.
With the sort of spices and that.
Yeah, they do. Chappelle Home Studio. They will recognise you from Tim Schmoyer's live stream or somewhere like that. Who else have I been watching? Roberto Drake or Daryl Eves? Oh, Nick Nimmin. Are you from one of those channels? Is that where I first saw you? Or have I got you confused? Lee Stratford, we're really well, thank you. I've had a lazy day today. I've got a few little odds and ends done that needed doing. Phone calls and a bit of computer stuff, but nothing, mate. I feel like I've had a day off and I feel refreshed. It's quite nice, really. Got a bit of new channel art on the go. I'm pretty much there with that. Oh, and I'm looking at a new intro. So I'm playing around on a site called Render Forest. And I'm having trouble getting it exactly right. There's either the contrast is not great or there's this bit with kind of DNA. And so my logo comes in, Hench Herbivore, and I've got the strap line as, see what you guys think. What is it? Optimize health and sports performance. But it had this DNA stuff going on, but then the contrast is not great. But I really love that 3D intro. Or it's a more plain intro. And this really, contrast is great, but it's not so sexy, for want of a better word. So I'm not sure. Not sure which way to go. Anyway, Chappelle Home Studio. Have you heard about the dairy-free Baileys? Oh, it's in actual Baileys, is it? Because I know there's been like 1 or 2 copies so far, but it's actual the brand, is it? Manus, get Patrick to upload more videos. He's kind of a law unto himself, Pat. I don't think you can get him to do anything he don't want to do. He is currently at Skywalker Ranch. They're finalising the audio for Game Changers. So that's exciting, isn't it?
Nothing.
Check him out on the old Instagrams if you want to see more. Moni, am I the only one whose appetite worsened in the last few weeks? Mine's starting.
So we may have got a message saying, was that you who did that day?
Last one to hit the like one. Hence must have been the last one. Yeah, pretty much. I think I'm gonna do something here. And I think I'm gonna do this. Race lever, you're on. Boom. You're in the house. Alicia, I vote you call us herbivores since that's what we are, all are mostly. True. Hashtag herbivores. Henchivores. I don't know. I just don't know. Gemma, do you have any gravy recipes?
You've got a recipe video, haven't you?
Yeah, we did find one, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got a video. If you look on the channel,
see if you can
gravy.
See it.
Why? It's still on there.
Yeah, but see if you can find it. Maybe you can show it out.
I see. Maybe I could post the link.
Yeah.
I get you.
I got you confused. Sorry, Chappelle Home Studio. Must have been a different something or other.
Oh, it's 2 years old, so
it is Whole Foods, isn't it? I mean, I think it's got a little flour in it, but it's sort of herbs and spices, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably a little too much sodium. So I guess you put what you want. Oh, a little tamari. Yeah, that was it. Tamari. There is a video, but it might be one embarrassing because
it's old.
It's old. It's old.
Oh, have a little look.
Oh man, it's
really old.
It's Windows. Oh, my shirt's cool though. Windows Movie Maker. The lighting is the color grading is terrible, isn't it?
Mm.
But it's a good recipe. Is the recipe in the description?
I don't know.
Well, let's have a look. Oh, available in written format at hencherbivore.co.uk. I don't know how to get rid of this thing here. It's a nuisance.
Mm.
But surprised that video didn't get more views really because of that. Dan, see now, it was nice meeting you two at Viva Veg Fest. Even if I only said, Ruthie said, hi, I've seen you on the internet before. Oh, were you the guy when I was eating my lunch on the floor there? Anyway, yes, I love connecting with all you guys. It's you know, this is all cool, but to actually meet people in the flesh, particularly the last day, I went to the Leeds Winter Festival, and I got so many hugs off of people, like, and it was tangible, like I could feel the love. It was beautiful. I love all this business. Vegan gravy.
I shall post the gravy link in a minute.
Yeah, so here's a recipe for, I think it's fairly healthy. It was got a little tamari, which is a bit salty, obviously. But then gravy typically is, isn't it? Mm. J Paz in the house, what's up? Kathy, I look good chop, Gemma. The colours suit you.
My chop, why thank you.
They do as well, don't they?
Thank you very much.
They accentuate your cheekbones or whatever. Moni, the song you have now is amazing. I always jump to it when I click on your videos. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna keep the music the same, but just change the graphics basically. JPaz, I'm off out to an Italian. The idea what I can eat, if anything. So, you know, phone ahead if you're going to a restaurant and just clue them up that you're vegan. Most places, you know, depending on where you are in the world, but most places at least have a couple of options. I think most places in Norwich now seem to have a vegan menu.
If it's Italian, you could get a cheeseless pizza, or a lot of places now have vegan cheese.
Watch out for egg in the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of places have vegan. It's starting to happen. Bella, what was I going to say? Zzz's has like a rice-based cheese, which have got cheese, haven't they now? But yeah, cheeseless pizza. I prefer pizzas now without a cheese on there anyway. So that's a thing. Yep.
My stream is very slow. Should I come off here so I'm not using up all the what do you call it, or do you want me to stay on?
It's just good to
see how it goes.
Have you there because it just bulks the room up, doesn't it? And then we'll get shared more.
Sure.
Hey guys, why have we only got 14 thumbs up? That's very naughty of you.
Well, it says we've got 29 on there.
People.
Oh yeah.
You stick with me, love. I'll show you how this YouTube business works.
Go on then.
They have a lot of veggies, don't they? So I'm sure they can whip up some, you know, whatever sort of tomato-based sauce sort of dishes, and just get them to bung in some like chickpeas instead of meat or whatever, isn't it?
Phone ahead's definitely
white beans. They have a lot of, don't they?
Answer.
Bologna beans. They're Italian. Yeah, phone ahead. 9 cards in the house. Oi oi, 3 cans of beans a day. Crew's kicking in. Rusty Richardson's in the house. Oh, is Render Forest completely free? So, if you, when you want to you download the file, that's when you pay, and I think it varies between sort of $10 to $30, depending on what quality you want. But you can monkey around with it until you're really happy with your file, you know, the image and whatever. But what I noticed was it's a real pain. You can't just look at your logo and then change the color of the background to see what the contrast is like. You have to like bloody render the video each time, which takes like a couple of minutes. So, and because I'm so just really trying to really optimize it, there's a lot of to and fro. So I sat in there for an hour messing about, where I just wish I could just see them side by side. And yeah, so I don't know, it's a bit of a pain. But then I went on Fiverr, and like that's hard work, and then you're going to pay money, you might not get what you want. So I think it's going to be better, really. Measy, last of the Mo Vegans. Mulgain's Vegans. Kathy, I can't wait for Game Changers. I will share it with everyone. Hell yeah. Sarverstein, any chance you could do a Tesco food haul? Enjoyed the Morrison's ones, but no Morrison's near me. Nearly did one today. We got a big shop in from Tesco, but we were just both a bit conscious. It was the same old stuff we always buy, and like, but we have done Tesco's food haul. Have a little look and share the link to them if you don't mind.
Oh, I will.
If you want to.
Yeah, why not?
There's be a few, because that's where we normally shop, basically. Maybe you just look for the latest one. But yeah, anyway, that's on its way to you right now, Sarvestein. Where are you from, my friend? That's an interesting... not that that's probably your real name. Well, I don't know, do I? Where in the world are you? I'm interested. All vegans should get matching outfits and mohawks. Tell me you first. I used to have a mohawk.
Yeah, that looks good.
And as for matching outfits, there was a time, wasn't there, when everyone had that classic vegan T-shirt with compassion, non-violence for the people, for the planet, for the animals, and then the whole vegan manifesto sort of on the back print. I've still got 2 or 3 of them. Manus, when's Game Changers coming out? It is premiering at the Sundown Film Festival in January, and then I think it won't be long from there. It'll be going straight on to Discovery and just everywhere. Like the producers tell me, like just when it comes out, you'll know about it. It'll just be all over the place. Just looking at our background there.
Can I eat a couple of your tamarins?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Please. Got enough?
Yeah. Chickpea Sani's in the house.
Well, my computer's gone really slow.
Yeah. Night Card, have you seen the new Idiot Meathead on the Joe Rogan podcast? He eats a meat-only diet. Yeah. A co-worker of mine listened to it and said he's going to try it. What a buffoon. So, even Joe Rogan was like a bit freaked out. He said like, oh, like, what are your blood tests like? And he's like, oh, I'm not having blood tests. Like, I don't need them. Tell me what blood test is any good. And like, it's basically poo-pooing blood tests. What a moron. Lee Stratford's thinking of moving to Norwich. Yeah, get here. Everyone move to Norwich. We'll turn Norwich vegan, and then we can all move on. And we'll just like a big host, a big bunch of parasites. No, that's not a good word. But yeah, if we're all en masse, surely if there's more vegans to omnivores, then they're going to get infected quicker.
This is a good
I'm using a poor choice of words.
This is a good idea. If anyone asks for something and then you've got a video on it, I can find it and post it. Why didn't we think of this sooner?
Yeah, anyone want any more videos?
Coming around
yeah, but then they might leave the stream.
It's true. Don't do that.
Oh, we've got a thumbs down. That's good. That helps as well. Thumbs up or thumbs downs, I would appreciate it.
A thumbs down.
Oh. Yeah. He said vitamin C and fibre don't matter. Yeah.
Ugh.
You're welcome, Race Lever. I've seen your work before, and you seem a very trustworthy individual with a wrenchivore. Measy, do you still consume oil once in a while or not at all? I try to not eat it at all. If it's a really last, we have got a couple of packs of microwavable brown rice, like whole grain, and it's got a little oil in. And then just if it's gone stupid and there's nothing to physically just eat, and I need to eat now, occasionally I will use that. But that is about it, really. I've stopped buying like hummus now with oil in it.
It's like the only other thing we were buying, isn't it, really? We noticed that one of our nut butters was like 2% oil, which was really annoying, so I've stopped buying that now.
So that's gone. So we will be running to a strict time schedule tonight. We're going to come off at 8 because I've got a video posting at 8 and I want to get some traffic there. It's really important as early as possible to get the most people to view a new video, because YouTube looks at something called view velocity. And so the first hour, then the first 2 hours, and then the first like 24. The more people that view a video in these time frames, the more YouTube will punt it out. So going forwards, we're going to try and be on 7 p.m. every evening though. Maybe an hour or two, like just depending on what we've got on. Obviously, it's quite a lot of work between our other businesses and wanting to get videos shot and edited and optimized. So, but we will try and do at least an hour on the regular. Has anyone seen my new banner yet? Can I get some feedback? It's not finalized, but just I wonder, what do you make of it so far? It's really hard with YouTube because the banner looks different on mobile, iPad, laptop, TV. It looks totally different on each one, so you just can't optimize it. It's a real... I'm optimizing it basically for mobile because that's the most popular format now that is consumed. Lee, when I'm up and running with my Reiki. Cool. Yeah, man. Well, I was looking for new friends. Jay is saying check out Happy Pear for vegan recipes. Do they have much in the way of whole foods recipes? I have seen them a little bit. Dan, you were sitting on the floor indeed.
When he saw you at Vegfest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I remember you, brother. Yeah, good to meet you, my friend. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. How's things in your world, young man?
If anyone wonders what I'm eating, what was that going on? Some tamarind. Has anyone ever had this?
It looked like little poops.
It looks like little turds.
It looks like little turds.
Yeah.
You're a turd, Morty.
But I assure you, they're really nice. They've got seeds in, so I have to keep spitting the seeds out. So
I can't. What stones, really, aren't they? You'd have to describe. They're so
Stones,
hard. You would really break your teeth on them.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
Yes.
Vegans are the best huggers. Yeah, this is true. Manus, do you prefer using a barbell or dumbbells for incline pressing? Dumbbells. I really like their stretch. I feel like I'll get a lot more out of incline dumbbell presses. Typically, I'll do a flat barbell press, and that's easier in terms of progressive overload because you can really kind of micro load and whatever. But then I like the dumbbells for the stretch and like the squeeze. I think it's a superior exercise in many ways. How do you feel about that? I'm surprised. Oh, it's because you're a wrench. I mean, a moderator.
Yeah.
Chickpea's saying this because we get so much practice from the tree hugging we do. We're such good huggers.
Yeah.
So what? So you've got those arrows, but I've not got that, and I've got to use these sliders. I think I'll come in. Oh, I've not got that.
I'll just use my computer.
Yeah, but yours is running slow, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll put up with it for now, but remind me to go in. What is that? Explorer.
Microsoft Edge.
Oh, Edge is it?
Would you like sweet potatoes tonight? Baked sweet potatoes.
Baked sweet potatoes, yeah.
Yeah, if so, I should put them in the oven soon.
Yeah.
It'll take a little while.
Or shall we make them into small chunks and put herbs or something?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lot of acrylamide, isn't it? We shouldn't have that all the time. Yeah. Boiled potatoes.
What you guys having for dinner?
Kathy's saying, I love pizza without cheese. I just asked for extra veggies and green olives. Nice. Loik button smashed. There's a very Norfolk sounding loik there, chickpea Sally. Hit that like button for free dance lessons from chickpea Sally. I'll have to go to vegan for vegan pizza. I'm messing required with oils. Yeah. Favourite exercise for building delts? You're asking some good questions tonight, Menace. If I had to pick one, I guess I'd say like a dumbbell shoulder press, because really I like to accentuate that medial head, and I mean you're getting a bit of anterior there as well, aren't you? And you can maximise weights. But isolation moves, I love a lean away cable side lateral raise between the legs. You've got a staggered stance and the ropes come between the legs. Sorry, I'll show you this way. And with the lean, with the constant tension from the cable, you've probably got twice the range of motion versus, or twice the time under tension versus a dumbbell, which only gets heavier as you get out to the side, and see how that works. So probably twice the time under tension. Clever people in white coats say that is the numero uno sort of side delt activator, in fact. I love that. I also love a machine behind the back. A machine rear delt fly, hands that way. Now EMG data says that it's better for the masses versus that way. There are some exceptions. And the trick to pronate your shoulder throughout, so you're just isolating the shoulder or isolating the rear delt, keeping the shoulder in place versus moving the shoulder back as you swing your arms back and turning on the rhomboids instead of the posterior delts. So that's a benefit. And just squeezing, holding the apex for a 2 count as well. I just find that really, and maybe a little higher reps than average. And then for the front head, 45-degree incline, front dumbbell raise. So again, you're starting at a stretch. You've got more range of motion, more time under tension, and that stretch really, gives you a benefit. Like a bigger range of motion, that the more propensity to make hypertrophy really. And I like to, after the dumbbell press, I know I've said 5 exercises now, but I do like an Arnie press. I do like an Arnie. If I'm really doing quite high volume, I'll typically do a dumbbell out to the side, then an Arnie, and then some isolation work. Just love the feeling of constant tension on the arm mold. What do you guys say? Favourite delt exercises? How many of you guys actually lift? It's a bit funny really, isn't it? Because we're kind of sports performance and nutrition, but I don't think a big percentage of our audience are really necessarily gym goers. But I guess we do a lot of just health in general stuff, don't we?
Yeah.
Probably speak to that more than the sort of training
If you're
stuff.
like a vlogger, people like the real life, seeing you live your life type of stuff, how you live as a vegan, things like that. I think that's more popular than vegan sports performance, in my opinion. But what do I know? I don't know what the general.
What do you guys say? What do you come here for? Is it the witty banter or something else? Or the peg dancing?
Is it because he says, give us your money?
Give us your money. Oh yeah, don't forget to give us your money. Where's all those thumbs up? Good question, Kathy Grant. Well said. How many have we got? 22 thumb ups, and we've only got 21 people now, so
cool.
We're doing all right. Thanks, dudes. Line card, is Joe Rogan the biggest threat to the vegan movement? It's about to listen to him run it, which is yeah, he's got a big sort of fan base, hasn't he? So, yeah, he's a bit of a nuisance, really. He's a bit of a nuisance. Did anyone catch the podcast with C.T. Fletcher, where so CT's had like heart attacks and Joe Rogan's trying to talk him out of being vegan? What a mad, mad world. One diet proven to reverse the problem that he is likely to die from, and Joe saying, nah, you want to eat loads of meat. You want to eat loads of meat, mate. What even is paleo? So paleo, so that we're talking about Paleolithic diet. The modern take on paleo diet is, we used to hunt animals, like you'd get a couple of berries if you're lucky. So it's a lot of meat. They avoid sort of grains, sort of stuff you can pick in the wild, but a lot of meat. But actual science tells us that the paleo diet is more closely related to what a Whole Foods vegan is eating, because 90% of their food was plant matter. Whole Foods plants, obviously. So that's a bit mental, isn't it? They were eating upwards of 100 grams of fibre a day, we know, from basically studies into coprolites, which is fossilised Paleolithic man's poo-poo. Yeah. There you go. So we are doing the paleo diet better than the paleo people. And the other thing is, you might say, that natural diet, like you can get that in the wild. And, historically, when we moved from the equator and it was snow, and like we did have to eat animals to survive. But the point is, back then we used to die of infections long before the atherosclerosis got us, so it didn't really matter in terms of life expectancy. It does now. Caveman didn't eat olive oil and bacon. I'm more paleo than these. Quite, yeah. Toff's in the house. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Yeah, we're very good.
Had a day off today, didn't you?
Had a day off. That was nice.
Not that we just sat around doing nothing. That's not what we like, really, is it?
Nah. Did a bit of core training this morning. I really want a broomstick so I can do a bit of high rep obliques on my day off. Would there be one in the shed potentially, or should I just get one?
Yeah, there'll be some sort of stick, like a rake or like some, a hoe, some sort of long sticks in the shed. Yeah, definitely.
I'll probably just use that, can't I? Mr. Alex, just looking at Joe Rogan's face annoys me. I used to be a big fan of Joe Rogan, before I found the vegan thing. Obviously I was into my martial arts. He can sound bonkers, but, he's sort of into his psychedelics, and he seems to have a bit of an idea about spirituality, but he just can't seem to see that animals are having a subjective experience the same as we are, and like if we're all about compassion and love and oneness, like why would we be killing ourselves? I mean the animals, but if we're all one ourselves.
He sort of gets it, but he doesn't. He gets it in a way, but he really doesn't get it in another really important way.
He gets it in the way he wants to, which allows him to keep being unkind. Manus, if you didn't know already, we were talking about a doctor who was on the Joe Rogan podcast, one of the latest podcasts, and he's basically saying that he's doing the carnivore diet, which he's sort of, he heard about someone else doing it, and all his research is basically he's looking at people on Facebook talking about it, and he's just throwing actual science out the window and actual studies, and he's mental. If you hear the stuff he says, you won't believe it. Chippy Sunny, hummus is easy to make from scratch. Very true. Yeah, we do make that quite regularly, actually.
Yeah.
But just in terms of if I'm out and about and I didn't have any food, like I will sometimes buy some gluten-free rolls and some low-fat hummus. If we haven't had a chance to make something. Get Dr. Gregor on his podcast. Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? He has had some quite big sort of vegan luminaries on there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Can't think who right now, but he has had some good ones on. But he always sort of shouts them down and don't really give them a chance.
He's a bit of a bully.
Yeah. Oh, Moni said she'll be the first viewer. Madness is off. Thank you for joining, my friend. See you tomorrow if you're about. Flower Mouse brings up a good point. Veganism. Chickpea Sunny is saying that the Happy Pair have Happy Heart course, which is all whole foods.
Oh, nice.
Where are we? Silverstein, Shetland. What? Wow. Russians do a vegan and garlic root soup with extra toppings. What's the vegan scene like in Shetland? The Shetland Isles? The only thing I know about Shetland is ponies, which we've got down the road. Wow. That sounds... Is it quite sort of remote-ish where you are? That is my general feeling, but my geography is not great, so don't laugh at me. Measy, should we moderate nut butter, and since it's technically a processed food? So, you know, you shouldn't have a real excess of fat in amongst a high carb diet. So you don't, you know, you want to moderate any sort of nut seeds. You don't want more than about probably 15% of your calories from there. And then in terms of nut butters, if it's just nuts and it's been whizzed up, you know, fine, you can use them in place of like whole nuts. However, it might not be as good as whole nuts in terms of feeding your gut microbiome, because you'll absorb more of it through the small intestine, leaving less for those fellas to eat. Another thing to consider is when we heat protein and fats together, we create advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which are really horrible for our health. They cause like cross-linking of proteins in our bodies, which causes disease throughout all our different organs. Basically ages us. They're called AGEs, and they do age us like rapidly. So look for a nut butter that's not from roasted nuts, basically. And most of them are from roasted, so that's something to consider. And obviously, like, you don't want additives. Like, a lot of nut butters have sugars like dextrose, maltose, some sort of sugar in there, salt, palm oil, some of them, which is hideous for our health. It's one of the few vegan fats that will raise our LDL cholesterol and open us up to heart disease. So... Lewis is in the house. How you doing, my friend? Listen, I've got three moderators already, so I think I don't really want any more moderators, or there'll be more moderators than other people. But thanks for the offer, my friend. You're very kind. Chickpea sarnie. I had tomato lentil soup. Good call. Wouldn't mind some of that. Monica, I had some vegan risotto and it was amazing. I added nutrients to the parmesan and I loved it. Oil-free tea. Good girl. You sound like you know what you're up to. What you got there? Some more of them thingamies?
Yeah, I didn't eat them.
Steph's in the house. Hi, lovely. And Byron, if you're about. That's in the house. Monica, I'd love to start lifting. I just want to get your advice before anything. Yeah, it's a really good idea to hire a professional, you know, just in terms of optimizing your programming, knowing how to progress yourself. So many people I see in the gym, like after a year or two, they look like they've not been doing anything. And, you know, they don't know what they're doing. And I think, oh, you're not bored. Like, nothing's changed. Like, I would be bored by now. I like to put on, like, a pound of muscle every couple of weeks or so, or I get fed up. So I don't know how they sort of keep at it, really. And then in terms of, you know, which is going to be a little more difficult for us over the internet, but sort of technique acquisition, so you don't sort of open yourself up to injury. So perhaps, you know, if you're new to the gym, we'll prescribe them safer, like, exercises that you don't need so much hands-on coaching initially. Steph, wish I had more access to machines, but only have free weights and bands. And rower incumbent bike. Since I have no one to teach, 4 machines would probably help. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not great, but if you can film yourself and go ever so light in the beginning and just film different aspects, you know, front, side, etc. And, you know, and find someone who you trust on the internet, look at their form, and, you know, look for videos that teach like the cues, and then have a look at your video and see if you're sort of doing it. But certainly err on the side of caution. Like, don't try to run before you can walk. Really nail that technique down in with a light weight before you progress. Free weights really, for most things, are superior to machines, but with a raw beginner, I really like to build up some basic strength on some machines first, potentially. Let's just start doing press-ups again. I like the t-shirt. Thanks, Lewis. Yeah, there's not many of these ones left. Henchubivore.com, link in the description. Give us your money if you want to buy one. How many of these have we got left, you know? We've been having a look
like 8 or something.
There's 8 left.
In all different sizes.
And then they'll be gone. Are they all...
No mediums left.
No medium. And are they women's fitted and men's?
Oh, we've got a few women's fitted. Not many, like 5 or...
Yeah.
We're nearly out of veganism. Yeah.
Order now to avoid disappointment. Irene, I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to have a go. Panaggio Tadao. Panaggio Tadao. I wish I hadn't have started now. Sorry, Irene. Welcome. Hi from Athens. I am exercising at home 4 times a week for now. Mostly do weights and very little cardio due to an injury in my knee. Do you believe 4 days a week is enough to build muscle? Yeah, it's probably it's more than enough. Depending on what sort of protocol you're doing. You know, in terms of like a bodybuilding protocol, for most like non sort of competitive like athletes, like people who are doing it and they've got a job and, you know, other responsibilities, I think 3 days a week is probably sort of pretty much optimal. I mean, depends on how hard you train and how much frequency and volume and things you can handle. But for me and for most of the people I've coached, it feels like upper body push, upper body pull, legs with a week, you know, so 3 sessions a week, or maybe like every 6 days and then you go around again at the most. But that's if people are working quite hard. If people don't like to push so hard and they more like sort of stimulate, maybe you can get away with training multiple times a week. But I'm not a fan. You end up having to do so much more work like that, and I'd rather get in and smash it, you know, each to their own. But yeah, 4 times. Definitely. If you're looking at sort of bodybuilding type split for a female, I'd say I would probably go quads dominant leg day, and then like upper body push or upper body pull. Not emphasising chest too much, more shoulders perhaps. Get that sort of V taper and things, and then glutes, hamstrings dominant legs. And the other push or pull, whatever upper body you didn't do. That's probably how I'd attack it, really. Yeah, I think that would be good. Or even maybe for a female, like upper body push and pull, and then quads dominant day and glutes and hams dominant day. Depends what you're after, really, I suppose. But yeah, 4 days, more than enough, definitely. JJ Will, I watch for nutrition and your sweet personalities. Oh. I like you very much, my friend. Parsons, I was a boxer there running and only started lifting 2 months ago. Sweet, so people do. So we've got people who train, people who want to optimise their health. Nightcard, I'm only vegan for the girls.
At least you're honest.
Someone had to say it eventually. I always say this, like people go vegan for health, nutrition, you know, the animals, ethics. And, you know, and when we advocate, like, it's good to see what drives people. And I always say, like, that's a really untapped thing. Plant-Based News recently did a post saying that 88% of their it's like thousands of hits they get every week is female. So that's a real untapped way to go about things, isn't it? Yeah. Chickpea, I had a look at CT's channel, hadn't heard him before, and he's asked to put up some vegan recipes. Oh, he has put up some vegan recipes. I think he has. Oh, he has, yeah. Yeah, he was saying that on Joe Rogan. So I'm a big fan of CT's sort of attitude, where he's talking to his biceps and he's saying, "I command you to grow." And then he's taking the mick out of the Hodge twins because they talk about not doing deadlifts because you have a visit to Snap City, you're gonna snap your I won't swear up. And then he says, "Mother Calfa, I live in Muscleville. Y'all living in Snap City, scared to lift." He's larger than life, isn't he? On one sidewalk cracking Mother Calfa. Do you like how I censored myself there and did that last bit backwards? Yeah, you say words, Gemma. You can get in on it.
No, you say it. You can say the words. That's fine.
Parsons, I was paleo for 2 years, feel so much stronger as a vegan. You know, we need that glycogen, we need that fuel. We don't need so much protein. Like we need obviously a minimum of it for repair and other metabolic processes, but not half as much as we think. And then so when we're in a deficit of carbohydrate, we have to turn protein into carbohydrate, gluconeogenesis, which is taxing on our organs, causes disease. We're never designed to process loads of protein, so we knacker our kidneys out. Hyperfiltration, one of the very fastest growing illnesses in the West now. You know, it's crazy. Oh, hopefully Bro Bogan doesn't veer him off track. Richard Carter's in the house. Lewis is really smiley. It's nice to see. Kathy, I don't lift or anything, but I like the nutrition and vegan discussions. And
I think it jumped.
So sweet friendly is why I like your life. Oh, thanks, lovely.
So I thought you'd finished the comment. Yeah, I think it jumped.
Oh, yeah. God damn it.
Someone asked to see your certain hole, and that receiver popped him away, so that was nice.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I knew he was a good bet.
That was very rude.
Still not gone far enough. Good job, race lever. Tarf, I used to do powerlifting, but I'm focusing on calisthenics now. Come over for everything you guys have to offer. You're both. Oh, thank you, brother. That's really cool of you. Yeah, calisthenics looks interesting. I guess you're a fan of Derek Simnet, are you? He's a cool guy. Vegan's greater than Brogan. Steph. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Oh, now I've skipped. Oh, God damn it.
Try it.
Line card.
Different browser next time.
What do you think about mycoprotein? Corn, the basic vegan food that has a very low in fat, high in protein. I've not really looked at them since I've been vegan. You know, it's processed, isn't it? So, you know, not as good as whole foods. That's the very least. That's that's obvious.
What's it made out of?
Myco is fungi, basically, or fungi, as some people are now calling them, apparently. Okay. Mushrooms. There are some unique myconutrients. No, I didn't say micronutrients, wrong. Myconutrients. So, you know, they're not even in the plant kingdom, fungi. They're a world unto their own. Been learning some crazy stuff about them lately. They really are fascinating. There's something like 5 to 10 times the amount of fungi versus plants, for instance. Would you have known that? You
would never know, would you?
I heard for every metre of tree root is 1 kilometre of what's it called where the fungi grow out of? I forgot the name for it. But anyway, it's all under the forest floor. Just like a vast network of fungi matter. 30% of soil is fungi, alive and dead. It's everywhere. And it was the first, probably, life form. What else was I reading? We have... Fungi has more in common with animals than plants in terms of their makeup. I'm not sure how true that is, but the guy who was talking about it was purported to be like the big sort of expert. Paul something, beginning with S. Not me. What is it called, like the network of fungus underneath the ground?
I want to say like spores, but that's not right, is it?
No. Bad words. Kathy, one good thing about Joe Rogan is that he does support the guy who is trying to shut down the horrible marine land here in Canada. He has had him on a couple of times. Wow. He's got half a heart in. Chickpea, what do you think of that defatted peanut butter flour PB Fit? I've never looked at it, to be honest. Again, like, you're going to be losing nutrients. But then if you want to be lower fat, I guess that's good. But then what sort of process is involved? That can sometimes be a problem. It just seems that when we monkey about things pretty much all the time, it sort of goes wrong in one way or another. Flour, again, you're going to absorb that through the small intestine, not feed your microbiome. But I don't know. I've never really looked at it, so I'm not going to completely poo-poo it before I've looked at it, really. Mr. Alex, is tahini bad for you? Since sometimes the oil separates when it's been sitting there, aren't you? Basically eating some sesame oil. Yeah, I see what you say. Yeah, that's a bit of a confusing one, isn't it? And some of it has added oil, is the other thing. So if it is just sesame seeds, if it is unroasted, I would eat it, but I would give it a good old mix, basically. Would give it a good old, and I wouldn't have more than like a tablespoon at a time.
Seeds and nuts, like they do have oil in them, sort of thing, don't they?
Yeah, so it's where it comes from. Yeah, of course.
So
it's sort of bound to the fibre, isn't it?
It's like comparing it to like fruit has sugar sort of in it, but it's not like table sugar, but it has fruit sugars. Doesn't it? So it's kind of like that.
But then, like if you do juice fruits, like it can play havoc with things as well. So yeah, no, it's a good point. Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that's my take on it. If it's not got added oil, I would just basically blend it up well, and but don't go overboard on it. A tablespoon maybe. Lewis is very keen to be a mod, I can see. Bless ya. Jesma, evening. Evening, Jesma, how are you?
Your new video is going to drop soon.
Oh, is that? No way. We've been on for nearly an hour. Right, the video drops in 3. I'll try and just catch up quickly. Got in from bits of organic raw vegan cake for someone who works. You're a good one. Lee's off. Thank you, Lewis, for your kind words. Yep, I get the message, Lewis, that you really want to mod it. Stuart Russell, what are you doing? You silly goose. Take that back. We've got to go in a second because our video's dropping. You lovely man. And hello, how are you? Tell us how you are quickly before I have to go. You little beauty. I hope you've got some work in now if you're doing silly things like that. You nut job.
Yeah, you're lovely.
Yeah. You're the best person. I was thinking about you today.
Are we going to see you over Christmas at the mansion?
Yeah, come to the mansion.
Yeah, I wondered if I'd seen you down as going, or...
Just very quickly, who said it? Thank you, Will. Mycelium. I can sleep well now.
It's So I've just kind of gone through looking at everything. I can't see any
Have you missed
real
any major questions?
No, I can't see anything. Everyone's just been really lovely to us, obviously, but
yeah,
it's not really any major questions or anything. I don't feel so. Just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah,
But when your video drops, we post a link in here so everyone can go straight to the video.
Yeah.
Want me to look out for it when it drops?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay then.
Prince Fancy Bum's in there. Yeah, sorry, Prince Fancy Bum. So, yeah, just FYI, so we're going to try and be on every evening from 7 for at least an hour. Tuesdays and Saturdays is video night, so I'm going to drop them at 8, so, you know, that will just be an hour that day, and then expect, like, the new video. And the idea, hopefully, I hope you guys will go over to the video, and even if you don't want to watch it through, if you just have it playing in another window, YouTube really rewards early views, like long session times, you know, if the more of the video gets watched, so sort of percentage of videos played, basically. So I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind to go over there and help us. The more people that view, the quicker, you know, the more YouTube will really punt it out.
It's surprising how little of your subscribers YouTube punts out your new videos to. It's shocking, really.
Yeah.
So you do really have to hit the notification bell, and then you get notified of every new upload. Whereas if you don't do that, you don't get notified of hardly any. It's ridiculous.
It's real ridiculous. And Stu is saying good stuff so far. Oh, a nurse jumped. Where are we? Good stuff so far. Yes, we'll be at the mansion. Oh,
yeah,
excellent.
Nice. I don't know what day we're going, or days, or like whatever.
What are the options?
So I think they're sort of doing like an open house Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. So at some point, I was thinking that would be nice to go around.
Day for a short time.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a think about it.
Stu, get in touch on Facebook, and we'll liaise, and we'll make sure we see you down there.
See you there.
So it'll be really great to catch up, and thank you so much for that kind donation.
Yeah.
Nutcase.
It's really kind.
What a lovely guy. And Lynn's Howard's in the house, just in from work. Hope you're feeling better, Gemma. Yeah,
yes,
we're bearing up, aren't we?
Yes.
We're bearing up. Is that video dropping?
No, it's not on there yet.
What? That's gone stupid.
I'll keep checking it for you.
Rob Gore, 7 p.m. is 6 a.m. for me. Yeah, it's the trouble, isn't it? It's
yeah.
You can't catch everyone, can you? It's a pain.
Oh, but these live streams are now on the Patreon site, aren't they? For everyone to watch back, if you want to watch them back. Just the smallest amount you can donate is like $1 a month, and then you can watch them all back anytime. So there'll be millions of them every month if you do them one a night. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so that video should drop any minute. So if you don't mind to give it a look and maybe a thumbs up and a comment if you want, really appreciate it. You don't have to watch it all the way through, but if you don't mind to leave open in another tab, that benefits us. The more of it that gets played. So thanks. Has it done it?
Still not on there.
Oh, I might have to have a look and see if I've done it properly.
Okay.
Right. I know most of you guys are regulars, but anyone who's new here, if you want optimal health and the best body while not harming the animals and the planet, please consider subscribing. Click the bell icon so that you're informed when new videos and live streams are about. But yeah, 7 p.m. every evening for live streams, 8 p.m. Tuesday and Saturdays for the videos. Peace, guys. Much love. Thank you so much for joining. You good goddamn peoples. Especially you, Steve.